won't speak up.
So they will become like the Xerox of the world, the Motorola's of the world.
Yeah,
and so I think that's the key. Everybody, each one of us needs to be flexible, and we need one of us needs to be open to ideas, and same holds true for our leaders. Otherwise, we are ringing the death knell for the organization and for our jobs. Mohan Rao from Hyderabad gets the last question.
Yes, sir. My question is to Sharath Acharya, sir. It was good to learn that NLC encourages, to advisors, the creative tanks to think how it can fail. That's very good, sir. At least it is happening at the top level. But how can we institutionalize thinking like, what can go wrong, how it can go wrong, or what can be created, how it can be created, etc. This kind of thinking, how can we institutionalize across, large organizations like yours?
As I told you, simulations and prototypes. These are the two things where we begin. And many things depend on the hypothesis, and also after the think tank comes out with an idea, discussing with people across, in cross sections, to take their views, and also to find out from other organizations whether they tried it and where it worked or it didn't work. If it didn't work, why it didn't work? So it is not exactly replicating the thing, coming out with a new idea, but before we really go in a big way, like because we have the machines from Germany and New Zealand. Those machines one machine costs around 1,000 crores. So there, something to be done. If a major mistake happens, perhaps the cost to the company in terms of production, in terms of the machine breakdown, will be enormous. So what we do is, we tell them to create a model, run it, and there to list down what is the downtime, what is the operating time. And there we find out if the downtime is more, why was the downtime more? Then we drive down in detail, which are the areas where it really failed, how it can be corrected. So along with that, we came and let me tell you, in the process, whatever Fashion Corp or Alstom and others were doing for us, all those machine maintenance, 80% in-house we have started doing. It is through our own people, not basically engineers, even the technicians.
Thank you, sir.
Fantastic. With this, I come to an end of the panel discussion. I would really like to thank my panelists. This was really insightful.
Thank you very much for that very interesting discussion, which almost became a debate at the end. But before we end the discussion, the session, let's acknowledge our panelists with token of appreciation. May I now request Dr. Prithvi Yadav, Director BIMTech, Bhubaneswar, to assist me in giving away mementos to two of our panelists. To Mr. Ajay Soni. And the next one to Ms. Jagi Panda. Thank you very much, sir. I now request Dr. B.K. Das, Professor and Advisor of BIMTech, to give away mementos to two more of our panelists. To Mr. Rajiv Dubey. And one to Mr. Padi. Thank you very much, sir. Now, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call on stage the man behind the organizing the HR's roundtables, Professor Kishore Sinha, Head of HR BIMTech. Please, sir. to Mr. Sarath Acharya. And last but not least, to Mr. Suresh Tripathi.
Sure. Let me acknowledge before all of you that it is a great experience to receive it from my Guru and mentor.
To Mr. Suresh Tripathi. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It was a very interesting session. I now request Mr. Kamal Singh, CEO of NHRDN, to propose the vote of thanks. Yeah.
Thank you, Sariza ji. Ladies and gentlemen, I am really not coming in between the cocktail and dinner waiting for you, and nor I am going to bore you with another address. So, but I would like to have your patience for another couple of minutes just to acknowledge our appreciation for each one of you and our distinguished panel on the stage. I think you all agree with me. This session that we had organized this evening perhaps speaks many things. One, it speaks that a city like Bhubaneswar can also compete with the metropolitan cities in terms of not only your participation but also the thought leadership that is here. Bhubaneswar also speaks about it is the emerging not only city but the growth of driver of India, and therefore all of you who have come all the way from your different walks of life and the kind of time that you have spent here, you deserve a big compliment. So please do join me in giving you a very, very big compliment. And of course, our distinguished panelists on the stage, I think each one of them brought so much rich and diverse experience. And the subject that you saw, I think on one side, innovation, the other side, building diversity. I think all completely one connected to each other. When one has to look at the imperative of today's business, they cannot do without each. So with that note, our speakers, each one of them who are here, they had their own busy schedule, they have their own commitments, but yet they thought of joining us. I think they deserve certainly a big round of applause from all of us. Thank you very much for joining us and making not only BIMTech proud, but NHRDN proud. And at our leadership team meeting only this morning, it was decided that this will not be the only event in Bhubaneswar. There will be many more events coming here. I see my colleague Elora, Bobby Patnaik, Isha, and of course Saroj Mahapatra. They have all promised that they will not disappoint any one of them. And to this program that we have today presented, I would especially like to acknowledge the support of my old friend, philosopher and guide, Maqbul Bhai. Maqbul, thank you indeed. Whatever support that I count upon you, you have already given us. And it is you who have made us really proud. And finally, if you look at the three organizations, BIMTech, and you know BIMTech has emerged one of the top business school in India, and it is in Bhubaneswar. And coming of BIMTech decision of coming to Bhubaneswar also speaks the Bhubaneswar right. And therefore, they deserve a big compliments for supporting and also associating NHRDN in reaching out to all of you, because we would like to have many more events. And they will have it, ably led by our friend Ajay Soni, who has done a commendable job in stitching this entire series of the program with Professor K.K. Sinha and of course Shailaja and Dr. Das and many others. They deserve a big, big compliment. And finally, all our student volunteer organizers, because this is, as I said, we are attempting to reach out beyond metros, and our own mandate of both BIMTech inclusiveness is one key factor, and that is we have brought under the leadership of Mr. Dubey. The diversity inclusiveness is one thing that if we want India has to make a mark, it has to be there. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us, and it is your day now. Join us for cocktail dinner. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.